Hey there, planners. I'm going to be setting up my everyday carry B6 Stalogy for the first week in January. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. All right, so I've grabbed my sticker kit. This is one of the sticker kits that I went over in my favorite supplies. This is the Midnight Kit from Grand Plans. It's all about Happy New Year's, and even though it is a little past New Year's for the first full week in January, I'm still going to be using this because I'm super excited about using this kit. As I talked about in my last video, I am also partnering with Fran, the owner of Grand Plans Sticker Shop, and I have a PR code where you can get a 25% discount. Check out the description box below for all the details. I'm also picked out a number of washi that I might throw on the daily pages, and I've got a couple of other items, some vellums that I'm going to use that actually I made out of stickers from this kit, just blew them up and printed them on vellum paper, and then I also blew up the journaling stickers, the little doodle stickers, and I might use some of those in this setup as well. I did spend just a little bit of time thinking about how I wanted to set up the weekly page as well as the daily pages, so you'll see like a couple of sketches and stuff. I'm playing around with the idea of doing a 2-page daily, which, wow, I'm gonna fly through this notebook if I do that, but I'm gonna try it out because there's a bunch of things I want to capture, and I want to try it out. I want to try out a 2-page daily and see how that works for me. Maybe it's not necessary and I end up ditching that after the first week, but I thought I'd give it a try for this first week of January. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started setting up my weekly page. So what I thought I'd do this time is, instead of using a lot of stickers on the weekly page, I would actually draw the things in and use Tombow markers. Like I am using a little bit of, washi, things like that, but use Tombow markers, draw it in, and really this page for me is just a quick glance of what's going on in the week. It's when I need to see high level, overview when activities are occurring. It's also a place that I can jot down when things are occurring. So that's kind of how I use this page. So I thought I would try kind of going back to that bullet journaling, my bullet journaling roots, and try kind of drawing in a little bit more versus using stickers, and reserve those stickers more for my daily pages. What I loved about the bullet journaling style is kind of the freedom, to get a little bit messy. It's meant to be doodly, and I kind of like that on the weekly pages. I also like being able to break out my Tombow markers and, kind of sketch and doodle and try out different layouts. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm going into January, the first week of January doing this. I could find that this is too much and completely change my style by the second week of January, but at least for the first week, I'm going to try this out. And you can see I'm not using a ruler. I'm not really keeping my lines very straight. I'm going in and out of where I colored. I'm kind of wanting that doodly look and sort of imperfect look on this weekly page. All right, now I'm going to pull a few things from my January calendar, which I have back here, and plug those in, as they apply to this week, again, for that quick glance look. right, so very simple setup, quick at a glance. I've got a couple of sticky notes here for places to capture things. This is a to-do list that I'll add in later. I've got a place for meals and then my days that I can populate for quick glance items and to-dos. So this is the weekly setup. I'm pretty excited about it. I like the look of, you know, kind of doodly drawing in the days of the week. So now to set up the 2-page daily page. So day on 2 pages. This is going to be the first time I use this setup, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to go. This is going to kind of be a trial, but we'll see how it turns out. All right, so there is a 2-page daily spread, and here's how I plan to use the different sections. So just decorative here with the date. I do have a section for a daily, like a verse of the day or a daily scripture. I used to do this. If you've watched my channel for a while, you probably remember in my Everyday Carry B6 Stalogy that I did this before. Somehow I stopped doing it. I don't know why, but I definitely want to get back to it. So place for a daily scripture. This will be journaling, things that I want to capture in my memory keeper, just little notes to myself, things, journaling space. I have a place to track mood and weather, and then I have a place to track like a food log, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because I am going to be focused in January on my health and healthy eating, and so I want to have a place for a food log. On this side of the page, this is really for appointments. I was playing around with the idea of doing a timed section, so I'm still considering that, but I'm leaving enough room there to do that. And then I also have a place for to-dos, and then a little water tracker down here, because that is something that I'm tracking for health, and just a little decoration down at the bottom. So that, I think, is going to be the way I set up every day for this first week of the year. I may not. It depends on how much I use this space, because if this ends up being very blank or I'm not filling this space up, then I will condense it back down to 1 page. But I think for this week, I'm going to try the 2 pages. I'm going to go ahead and set up the rest of the days for the week, and then I'll come back and do a final flip through. Okay, I've got everything set up, so now I'm just going to do a flip through, and I'm also going to add in a couple of vellums to the setup. So here's the weekly setup. I added in just a few little decorative stickers, but it has stayed pretty much the same. Monday is all set up, and you guys watch the way I set this up. So then I went ahead and recreated that again for Tuesday, and I realized I have this tape, and let me zoom in so you can see. I have this washi tape from Erin Condren that is actually a time strip, and I had totally forgotten that I had this. I found it in my stash. I will try to link this down below, but it is the perfect size. So my time runs from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m., which is perfect for me. So instead of having to write all that in, I've got this handy washi that I can use for my today, and kind of plug in things that are happening at certain times. And then I've got, you know, space for a to-do list here. So here are the daily pages, 2-page spread. I'm going to be testing this out. I don't know how I'm going to like it. I don't know if it's going to end up being a waste of paper, so I may not continue with the 2-page spread, but at least to start with, I'm going to try this out. Now, I kept this through Friday, and then for Saturday and Sunday, I actually used 1-page spread. And so you can see how I've got all the same information, but it's just really, really condensed. And this is where I wanted to add in one of the 2 vellums. So I'm going to tip this in really quickly. I have a whole video on how I tip things into my planner, and that basically means just adding a page to the planner. But you can see me doing it here. I use a little washi card or credit card, gift card, something like that. And then fold the tape backwards, shove it in the spine, and then kind of smooth it out. So now I've got this vellum that separates Saturday and Sunday, since they are 1 page. Next, I went ahead and set up my grocery list for the week. I like to have a written grocery list, and I like to have this set up at the beginning of the week. And yes, it is listed in order of the items at the grocery store because I'm that specific. And the final thing is a this week and next week. So little place for a weekly review, and then also to capture any notes about items for next week. And this is the place that I wanted to pop in the second vellum, which is this gorgeous gold dress. I absolutely love the color of this dress. I think it is so pretty, especially on a vellum. It really pops on that vellum paper and is really nice. So I'm going to tip this in very quickly. And when you're first learning to tip in, it takes some practice. I've been doing it for a long time, but it does take some practice. Oh, looks like this one is a little wide. So let me grab the scissors. I'm actually going to just trim this down a tiny bit because it is hanging off the edge, and I don't want it to hang off the edge of the planner. And that makes me wonder if the other one is too wide as well. Let me check that. So I put that here. Oh yeah, it's a little wide as well. So I printed these just a little bit too wide. So I'm trimming these down. There. Now they fit in the page. So that is the setup for the first week of January. I'm excited to be trying new things. I'm excited to be trying new setup. The sticker kits are awesome. I'm loving these stickers from Grand Plans. So again, I'll have everything listed down in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed the weekly setup. I hope you got some inspiration from it. If so, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this. And as always, thanks for planning with me.